Good morning, boys and girls. It is Tuesday reading time. It actually is Saturday at my house, but I'm making this a little ahead of time because I want to make sure it is ready for you when you are ready for it. So we are going to do our read aloud of Me, Jane today. And remember, we read this book yesterday. It's our mentor text for the week, but I didn't show you any pictures yesterday because we are working on that skill. Remember? I always do this a little bit funky, but visualizing and making that mental picture in our head as we read or listen to a story. So yesterday, when I read it with the book in my lap, and I told you to really think about those words you heard and then draw a picture. Well, today, as I'm reading it, you're going to see the illustrations that the illustrator put with the story. We're going to see how they matched up to what you were visualizing, if you were using the words in the story to help you make that mental picture. So here we go. The story is Me, Jane. And remember, the author was Patrick McDonnell. My hair is all over my mouth today. Me, Jane. And look, right away, we have a photograph of Jane Goodall as a young girl. There comes that photograph. Remember yesterday I said this book's a little different because of illustrations instead of photographs? But look, right on the title page. Jane had a stuffed toy chimpanzee named Jubilee. She cherished Jubilee and took him everywhere she went. And Jane loved to be outdoors. It's a really good picture outdoors in her yard. She watched birds making their nests, spiders spinning their webs, and squirrels chasing one another up and down the trees. I bet you guys have all seen all of those things. Spiders with their nests and birds, squirrels. Jane learned all that she could about the animals and plants she studied in her backyard and read about in her books. Look, she's sitting at her house learning about animals. Remind you of anybody? Look at this one. This is the page that was all illustrations that I told you yesterday. She's got illustrations of animals she likes, the Alligator Society, a real picture. And this page, more notes that she's taken as a scientist. One day, curious Jane wondered where eggs come from. So she and Jubilee snuck in to Grandma Nut's chicken coop. That word snuck, so we can visualize really good how she got in there. She's probably very quiet, tiptoed. She hid beneath some straw and stayed very still. And observed the miracle. Look at the background of that paper. What's that miracle? See how important this page is on that illustration? We had to infer it yesterday, what the miracle was, but today we can see it. It was a magical world full of joy and wonder, and Jane felt very much a part of it. She looks so happy. Jane often climbed her favorite tree, which she named Beech. She would lay her cheek against its trunk and seem to feel the sap flowing beneath the bark. She's curled right up, hugging right on that tree. Jane could feel her own heart beating, beating, beating. With the wind in her hair, she read and reread the books about Tarzan of the Apes, in which another girl, also named Jane, lived in the jungles of Africa. Have you ever seen the movie Tarzan? It's a good one. That might be a good thing to do this week. Watch Tarzan. Jane dreamed of a life in Africa too. Make an inference. Why would they picture a boat there if she was dreaming of Africa? Why would she need a boat? And we have this picture of the globe. Make some inferences as I read. A life living with and helping all animals. Doesn't that look fun? Can you imagine swinging through the vines with a monkey, a chimpanzee? Look at all these other animals. That just looks so fun. I'd probably be a scaredy cat, but it looks fun. At night, Jane would tuck Jubilee into bed and say her prayers. Adam, do you see the little space? Look, yay. Aw, she's tucking him in. I bet she says, I love you. And fall asleep. To awake one day. Ooh, our picture just changed. This is Jane much older. To her dream come true. And there is a photograph of Jane with a chimpanzee. It's an actual photograph of her taken when she was in Africa helping the chimpanzees. Isn't that amazing? That picture is amazing, that photograph. I'm gonna go back a page because I want you to really look at this. I'm gonna actually go back too. So here she's tucked into bed. You see her? She's got Jubilee. She's in her bedroom at home. And then it said she fell asleep and woke up one day to her dream come true. And look, you can tell she's no longer in her bedroom. Now she's in a tent, it looks like. And look out. She's looking out, and where is she? That's very cool. That is so cool. The end of the story is that picture of her dream come true, right there with the real life photograph. But there's also something in the back of the book I want to share with you. It's about Jane, and then there is a message from her where she writes a letter to the readers. So this is the part I really want to read to you. It's called A Message from Jane. And this is Jane Goodall when this book was published. So you can tell that she followed this passion for a long time. She's older in that picture. And it says, A Message from Jane. Each one of us makes a difference. We cannot live through a single day without making an impact on the world around us. And we have a choice as to what sort of difference we make. The life of each one of us matters in the scheme of things. And I encourage everyone, especially young people, to make the world a better place for people, animals, and the environment. Children are motivated when they can see their positive results their hard work can have. As I travel, I meet hundreds of Roots and Shoots groups. They are always eager to tell Dr. Jane what they've been doing and how they're making a difference in their communities. Whether they've done something simple, like recycling or collecting trash, or something that requires a great deal of effort, like restoring a wetland or raising money for street children or a local dog shelter. They are continual sources of inspiration for me and for other children around the world. I invite you to get involved. From Jane Goodall. And you guys are constantly getting involved in helping others and doing good things for the environment and for our world. In fact, you don't even realize it, but being at home right now is a huge thing that you're doing, because you are being part of how we are going to get this virus to stop infecting other people. That's why you're home and you're taking the precautions necessary to help it from spreading. So thank you. Thank you for doing something amazing. All right, so today you're working on thinking about this story again and those words in the story, and just how this writer gave us such good things to visualize by the words that he used. He wrote with descriptive language, and that when something is described with more and more adjectives, and we can get a better picture. So today, you're going to be writing a sentence with really good descriptive words in it so that we can visualize it. And the example that I gave from the story says, I showed you this, I wrote this sentence on your page for today, but it says, she would lay her cheek against its trunk and seem to feel the sap flowing beneath the bark. And I wanted you to just really think about that sentence, because it could just say, she would climb a tree. She would climb a tree and feel like she was part of the, environment. But listen, she would lay her cheek against the trunk and seem to feel the sap flowing beneath the bark. It's a huge amount of descriptive words, and it really does help us picture it. So today you're going to work on writing a sentence with descriptive words so that when I and your classmates read it, we can visualize exactly what you mean with your sentence. Okay? I will talk to you in a little bit. I'm super proud of you. Enjoy your day and keep reading. Read, curl up in a good fun spot. Okay? Miss you. Bye.